You're listening to iCannabisRadio.com.
Down Radio.
Let's get some big bucks. Big bucks. Stop it all.
What I need. Only the ganja weed, yes, it's a weed in need. Come on, look for y'all. And do this. This one's dedicated to all the ganja smokies in the area. You know, I like we lift them higher and higher. We roll it up all day. We find the wickedest fire. Come on. Only the ganja weed, yes, it's what I need. Yes, that's what we smoking. Second sight, it make me take flight. It change my day into night. It take away the stress. It make me feel the best. It put my ego to rest. You don't believe me, I spent. It make me feel right. It give me second sight. It make me take flight. It changed my day into night. It take away the stress. It'll make me feel the best. It put my ego to rest. You don't believe me, I spent. Come on! Bleeding ganja weed, yes, it's what I need. Yes, that's what we smoking. Bleeding ganja weed, yes, it's a weed in need.
a tinker toy or experimenting. Start fuming with drugs.
Why do we talk about marijuana? It's the single biggest drug that is a source of some confusion.
This is really about educating the public about the fact that marijuana is a less harmful drug.
Marijuana has to get high.
You can be as high as you want.
Prohibition of marijuana over the last 71 years has not actually prevented you from using marijuana.
You feel weak.
Closer to winning the war.
I do believe there have been some successes.
We will never arrest our way out of this problem.
I'm out here trying to make it. Woman, can't you see? Takes a lot of money to make it. Let's talk truthfully.
Welcome to the John Doe Radio Show. I am your host, John Doe. I'm here chilling with my co-host, Bike. Yeah, that was really loud there at the beginning.
Good.
I gotta get used to that damn bed thing there. Welcome to the John Doe Radio Show.
Welcome.
I have a torch.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing nothing. My hat's falling off. What are you up to today?
Is your head losing weight?
My head's not losing weight. Look, I turned everything down, so I gotta turn us back up. All right, there we go. There you go.
There you go.
How you doing today?
I'm great. I'm feeling the wook flu creeping up on me still.
You're still trying to beat off the wook flu?
I'm beating it. It's like, man, every few hours it won't make up its wook mind. That's about all the bitching I got.
My eye last night was like the worst damn thing in the world I've ever experienced almost.
What was?
No, I wasn't close, but my eye, dude.
Oh, wow.
You. By the way, you and Willie Hempseed are asshats.
I didn't do anything.
Willie Hempseed especially.
Nope.
Willie Hempseed.
Can't help you.
I do not appreciate your input into this whole game.
You just saw something that reminded you. So.
Some raccoon get pissed off, fart bare-assed on your boss's glasses, laugh at his pink eye. That's what he posted on my page.
Blah, 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 blah. Suck it. So while Tim's sucking this rip of a hit.
That took forever to melt. That wasn't natural.
That was weird. That was unnatural. So check this out. Neither one of us came prepared. I went to get some oil this morning. They didn't have any in yet. So I got a little bit of weed. Came in here, set up my computer. Went and grabbed the bong. Went into the other room, and Tim noticed me with the bong and said, "Oh, you get some weed? Let's go smoke some weed." Cool. And I pulled out my weed. Tim pulled out his. And he goes, "Oh, cool. Let me just rip that real quick." And he loaded it and blackened the whole bowl and just left the room like a dick.
That's because we smoke our own bowls out of that bong. That bong's the personal
That's
bowl
all
bong.
good. That's fine. I yielded to you, even though I was going to smoke in there first. I said, "Yeah, here you go."
I always get precedent over smoking first.
But I'm fine.
I got more
I'm fine with
important
that.
work to do in the morning.
That's fine. Take your friends with you when you're done. Clean the friggin' bowl. Don't leave me sitting there waiting to use the bong.
I intended to smoke the whole bowl.
Intentions suck.
Why didn't you just smoke the rest of the bowl?
Because I don't smoke nasty black charred bowls that people leave for me, especially after they have a coughing fit. Think I want to hit that choky weed after you just did?
It's the bong, man.
I don't know. I didn't choke when I cleaned it out and smoked my Wally OG.
I can't smoke weed without choking, so don't take that
You
as
can
any...
smoke weed and choke and clean the bowl out for the next guy who is already
I didn't want to waste that weed. You
should have put it in some cellophane.
You know what?
And
Every
smoked it later.
stoner out there that doesn't have a bowl right now,
Yeah.
send this guy a message, Facebook, by Holly, that he sucks. Because he's...
Tell me what you need to tell me.
Why didn't you just smoke the bowl like any normal stoner would have smoked?
It was all black and nasty, and you smoked all the good shit.
Whatever. Look at this jar of legal weed that was given to me legally with this legally given to me Hitman crack vial.
Sure is.
God, the camera doesn't focus for shiz. Hold it up on your camera. I like that little Hitman thing. Instead of carrying around a glass jar, here, put it here. Let me. Instead of carrying around a plastic piece,
this is glass
of paper thing. Plastic is not paper.
Rock is not scissors.
Instead of carrying around my shiz in a plastic bag, I just carry around a couple hits.
You don't have to lick that jar closed.
No. You just close it.
Like you did.
Like I did. Tomorrow on the John Doe Radio Show, we will have Return of the Guest. Return of the Guest. You know that song like the boom doo 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 doo. You know what song I'm talking about?
Nope.
You have no clue. Return of the Guest.
Return of the Guest.
Return of the Guest.
No, but you should do your call that you do when you see him.
T-Mobile is... Oh! Why does there have to be commercials in every single thing that you do in this entire world?
Because life sucks.
It ruins my production.
And if you... Yeah.
Dude, everything's frozen on me now. Why are you frozen?
Because you tried to F with a commercial. Commercials aren't meant to be F with.
I know, dude. For real. Like, it's for real frozen. Hold on. I have to click that. X out of that. Click over here on this. Why is the thing blinking there? All right. You've never heard of this song? Return of the Mac? You never heard that song?
Whoa!
Nope. I can only play like 6-second segments of songs because then YouTube might bend us over. Yeah. While I sing my comeback song, you lied to me.
You lied to me is Return of the Mac.
You lied to me. And then it goes, Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac.
No. I vaguely remember that song.
Come on.
What you did. You lied to me. All this pain.
Yeah, this is like 91, 92, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah,
1996.
Close enough.
I was trying to find the part of the song where it was good, but anyway.
Stop dancing and using an excuse to scratch your hemorrhoids and turn on some music.
What? That'll be the day. So tomorrow on the John Doe Radio Show, we will have Essential Extract's own Selecta Nicotine will be on the show.
Start making
I
now.
swear to God.
Start naked now.
Craftsman Days. Find assorted Craftsman products.
Yes, it is some
Okay, I'm getting this story out of the way.
Shiz right there.
I'm getting this story out of the way because this stupid freaking thing will not quit resetting and playing commercials over and over. Tomorrow, Nicotine will be on the show. Join us for hash making talk and just craziness will ensue, I'm sure.
Shaka, yeah.
Synthetic marijuana destroying family. He could have killed himself or someone else.
It's a whole family of synthetic marijuana.
Chuck Smith is at the end of his rope.
Chuck
He's so
Smith
upset.
Hayes.
His hands shake as he shows 10 News pictures from Saturday.
What?
This is kind of a serious part.
10 News? Where is this out of? I don't recognize 10 News.
Tampa Bay's news leader.
Oh. Bad.
Saturday.
Bad place for me.
Bad place for you?
I don't go there. Nope.
There's only one reason why people say things the way that you just said them. So we'll continue to call you Bike.
Sure, yeah.
Keep going, Bike.
I'm listening.
All right, and I'm pulling up the wrong window. Things are not working for me today. All right, toothache ever. His 19-year-old son slammed his car into a telephone pole at 4 a.m. Saturday, and he says it's all because of the synthetic marijuana called Spice. Quote, I found a lot more in his car than what you see here, said Smith. I filled a taco bag full of these Spice packets. Because, of course, he had, like, taco bags full of...
Spice packets.
Yeah. Smith's son admits to smoking the synthetic drug, and it brings his father to tears. I tried talking to him, told him how bad it was for him, what it's doing to his brain, that it's tearing apart the family, how it's worse than anything. It's worse than anything.
Have you ever smoked it?
No.
What?
No, I've never felt the need to smoke Spice. Why the hell would I ever smoke Spice, dude?
I know a dude who was on parole, and that's what he smoked because he couldn't smoke anything else.
I know that. Yeah, I know. I do know a lot of people that have done that. But
I watched this dude slowly start to lose his sense of sensibility, and
with spice.
Yeah, and then
Dude, I bet you there's like bad spice out there that could.
I just heard that he got off parole. He was in prison for 8.5 years and on parole for a couple of years, and he just got off and he'd been living free, and he's back in jail because he threw a chick out a window here in Denver.
He threw a chick out the window?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So spice.
That guy should probably be in jail.
Yeah, he is, and I think he probably feels more comfortable there. But yeah, I just found that out last week. Creepy story. Guy I've known here for a few years.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't smoke spice.
No.
No, I've never tried it. I've tried. Have you tried salvia? Have you done salvia?
Yeah.
Divinorum. Divinorum. Whatever.
I don't know. I know salvia. Lame. Don't care for it.
Dude, the first time. God.
Say that again.
So the only time.
Yeah, that's what you sound like on salvia. Bath salts.
So really the only time I've tried salvia, I tried it and I smoked I don't know, I smoked 5 bowls out of the bong in a row. It was just and then everything was left and right. And I felt like I was in one of the fun house, where you're standing in a fun house and you're you can't stand up, everything's sideways and you feel like you're.
I don't like that.
Everything's straight and you feel like you're sideways, you're whoa, I'm all the way over here. Dude, and then I couldn't stop laughing. Could not stop laughing my ass off. Me and my roommate, who I'd smoked it with, I'm sitting there looking at him, just laughing my ass off. He's looking at me, laughing his ass off too. And we got to walk back to our apartment, and the apartments we were in was in this little looked like a horseshoe shape. They were down, up. Front was open.
Yes.
So we had to walk down and around. And dude, it was
couldn't do it.
I felt like I was on the Golden Gate Bridge, walking on the edge.
You weren't.
Freaked me out, dude. I had the worst headache in the world after it.
Yeah.
And I was
don't do that shit.
This is not happening again. There's different that you can get concentrates with salvia. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, 50X.
Some of it make you trip like a motherfucker. Check out Adam Hand, handmadeapparel.biz, handmadeapparel.biz. You can't get a JDR hat. There are only 2 of these. I got 2 of them. Mike doesn't wear a hat, so
no.
I'm just going to keep it till I wear this one out. And by the looks of the summer and working at a grocery store next door, it's probably going to get wore out pretty quick.
A little bit.
It went from...
Go get another hat and wear that.
It went from 30 degrees, snowing, to 80 degrees yesterday. And then tomorrow, it's going to be 40 degrees again, and possibly sleet. Stupid Colorado, you're drunk.
Are we going to get snow tomorrow?
Go home. That's what everybody says, but the forecast that I saw was 40 to 50, 40 to 47. That's not really cold enough for snow.
What?
That's what I saw. Dude, I'm not prepared for summer. I have no shorts. Excuse me. I have no shorts, really.
You have scissors?
Yeah, I only have 2 pairs of pants though, and these pants are khakis. I would look horrible. I got hoodlum shirts though. That's the thing.
Some tanning or some tan spray.
The next thing that
I'm going to spray you down with some tan
spray.
I'll close my eyes.
I don't need tan spray,
I'll
dude.
tan you. You're kind of white.
This shirt was really cool. This shirt got me. I was offered more drugs in Vegas than I've been offered anywhere in the world wearing this shirt.
So you're never going to wear that again to Vegas, right?
Before it, I didn't take any. Are you crazy?
Don't take drugs.
Don't do a drug deal on this Vegas Strip, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to end up in prison, that's probably one of the fastest ways to do it. This shirt They made new ones, but this one kind of like came off. This is one of the original versions. Like the little stickies came off of this shirt. It's like the "Make Hemp, Not War." And there's a hemp plant growing out of a war helmet. Hemp hoodlum. It's hemp. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, I'm rubbing myself.
What are you doing?
Whoa.
Cracking your boobs?
Forgot you guys were here. Whoa, ooh. I'm not going to touch myself anymore while I'm on the show.
Oh, don't let me stop you.
My eye feels better today. Thank you very much. It's not as bad. Everybody better hope it's not pink eye, because I really didn't take the precautions that are needed for pink eye precautions. You do understand? He comes in here like laughing at me again today. And I'm like, you know what? You better not laugh, because if this is pink eye, then everybody around me is going to get it.
And then he proceeded to like waft the air on his eye towards me. Brave man. So line up the beds, would you, dude? This is creepy when there's no music playing.
I'm going to play the commercials, PSAs we got here. In just a second, I'm going to finish off this story. Smith's son we were talking about. Smith said he feels depression. He feels helpless. Spice is already illegal in Florida. We got this from the Hillsborough Sheriff's Office. This is what the law in Florida says. Per county ordinance, the sale of synthetic marijuana is prohibited. HCSO, which is the Sheriff's Office, continues to investigate the manufacturing, distribution, and sale of synthetic spices. Dude, that hit was like nasty. I don't know what that was.
I heard it.
It wasn't very good. But as far as Smith is concerned, he wants something done now before it destroys any more families. How many people have to die before they do something? That's what the quote was.
Spice is such a whore.
How many people have to die before they do something?
I don't know, but someone's counting, and they will let you know.
1, 2, 3, 4. Why are we counting? And why are we counting in Spanish?
I don't know.
Today on the show, we'll have news for you and more commentary from me. My name's Tim. If you spell my name backwards, it says Mitt. Did you know that? That one even caught you off guard.
That's the Mormon side of you.
That one even caught him off guard. It's the John Doe Radio Show.
It's the John Doe Radio Show.
How much higher can you get?
The state of Colorado introduces an industrial hemp bill into the state capitol. SB 13241 is a full industrial hemp regulation bill. We have to support this bill and make sure it gets through the legislative session this year. This is the first opportunity for industrial hemp in the United States since 1957. This is the real thing. This can happen with your support. Colorado has a bill which is state law with no provision for DEA request or federal definition, which means we can grow once this bill is signed by the governor. This takes your participation. Please go to hempcleans.com, HEMPCLEANS.com, and click on the donations button at the top. We need your help to get this through this legislative session. Hemp it up, Colorado. Want to learn more? Stop by Hood Lab at 3354 Larimer in Denver for the first Sunday of every month for Hands-on Hemp, an educational session teaching you about foods, paper, fuel, and everything else that hemp can do. Hempcleans.com.
Green Faith Ministry is for spiritual guidance, MMJ information, and networking combined with compassionate care on the way to enlightenment with all Green Faith sacraments. Green Faith provides charity assistance, including medical and food throughout the year. Contact them at greenfaithministry.com. The National Cannabis Industry Association would like to thank its members who represent the leading professional businesses in America's emerging legal cannabis market. NCIA is the only organization that has unified legitimate cannabis businesses across the nation to fight for real reform in Washington, D.C. For more information or to make your business a member, visit us online at thecannabisindustry.org.
John Doe Radio.
My God, it's fun.
John Doe.
Welcome.
So
I can't do that. We gotta have to line up more of these PSAs and go to like 2-3 minute breaks more often. And by more often, I mean like 1, 2, 3, 8 times a show. Like every 15 minutes. Boom. Structure. That way we can limit ourselves to. We run out of time because we know we only have 2 minutes to break, and then come back and do some new shoes. And I want to use that software that makes people's voices do that. That you had Jason's doing that.
The what?
You cut up what he was saying, so it sounded like he was talking really fast there, but you like cut it. You could tell it was cut up.
You couldn't tell it was cut up.
I can't. I got an ear like an eagle has an eye, or a hawk, or
very
something.
Offensive to say to me as a producer.
Oh, it's offensive that I listen?
You pointed out there shouldn't be any flaws in there.
Dude, that sounds like the end of a credit card commercial or a car commercial when they do the finance chat. 6 months financing. But you just had it slowed down a couple notches.
I see what you're saying.
I know. Nothing wrong with it. It sounds like radio.
Senate Bill 13-13.
Senate Bill 13?
Senate Bill 13.
Senate. I didn't know if you said... You were saying Senate?
I'm trying to get serious here. Shush.
Senate Bill.
Senate Bill 13-1317.
There's so many 13s in there to have good luck with it. Or do they cancel each other out?
This is the Colorado Amendment 64 regulation bills. There's like...
I'm signing a petition right now to stop the proposal to repeal Amendment 64.
I'll talk about that here in a little while. Why all that maybe is probably not going to happen, and why it may be illegal. So stay tuned to that. God, I can't wear these headphones anymore, but I don't want to wear my cans.
You get nice cans. Whip them
Actually,
out.
They're not too bad cans here. The headphones.
Cans are just right size for your body. Those cans.
I should have sent those back when I had the chance.
Didn't.
All right. If Warren gets in at any point in time today, he should feel free to come in and join us to talk about this situation. There are 3, like...
Start making
God
now.
damn it, I
because
forgot to
this
close
is
it.
only a Craftsman Day.
now.
I can't stand commercials
Cans.
that just restart like crazy, like that.
That was insane.
House Bill 13, or Senate Bill 1317.
1313-17. 13-13-17. Senate Bill.
Shh. Can I talk?
You may.
Some of the changes and some of the introduced situations, I don't really understand the medicinal or the edible rule.
Tell me why.
I don't know, because it's in lawyer speak.
I knew it.
And I was trying to read through it quick, so I mean, anyway, here's some things that Warren Edson pointed out. Obviously, he's in court and reading through the bill and had some time and has posted some things up on Facebook. So,
noted attorney Warren Edson.
Why not sit here and go over some of those? Make sure if you need criminal defense or if you need cannabis consultation, make sure you holler at Edson, Mayton, and Matz. Criminal defense or cannabis consultation, WarrenEdson.com. WarrenEdson.com. Also, make sure you support our other sponsors, Element 420, ElementFour20.com, and our good friends at Compassionate Pain Management, CompassionatePM.com. Check this out. You child.
I thought that was you and you were exhaling there. So.
A requirement that, check this out, a requirement that magazines whose primary focus is marijuana.
How can we take away the primary focus?
Or marijuana businesses are only sold in retail marijuana stores or behind the counter in establishments where persons under 21 years of age are present.
So they're going to be also selling all liquor and beer magazines in only liquor stores from now on as well, I take it? Yes?
I don't know.
Why are you nodding your head when I'm asking you a serious question? If they're going to sell all weed magazines in weed stores only, then all these wine aficionado BS magazines and beer monthly micro brew magazines going to be sold in liquor stores only.
I don't know.
Or they can go F themselves.
There you go.
Straight to H. E double hockey sticks.
I hate this idea because, number one, it's already hard enough for...
I get pissed off when they just F us.
It's already hard enough for print to have a good business right now. I mean, it's a downward declining industry. To make it even harder, a First Amendment situation, a First Amendment right... Yeah. I completely can't roll with that. I don't really care what it is. I understand how porn, we have this situation in our society where violence is well more accepted than porn. Muscle Magazine, Guns and Ammo Magazine, these things are, which not necessarily Muscle Magazine.
Muscle Magazine is porn?
I'm saying these things are out there in the open where everybody can get them. Muscle Magazine, you know, got like this, giving people this crazy image of, I just think it's, I don't enjoy the Muscle Magazine stuff.
Let me
to me that's like disgusting. I'm like,
you don't like Muslim magazines?
No, I think part of me is like, dude, what would drive you to? I mean, I just don't understand it.
So Warren just made a status update. Just listen, this is relevant.
All right, I just don't want to get lost in what
we're gonna get lost anyways.
I know, but I'm trying to minimize the damage.
Go ahead.
Go.
Does anyone know of another industry where the regulation of the business is paid for by a tax on the consumer and not the license fee? I know it all just rolls down to the consumer in the end anyhow, but it doesn't appear that alcohol works like that. See, me and Warren are on the same page. Like, what the F?
No, I agree. I mean, it's how it pretty much happened in medical marijuana was people, the licensing was supposed to pay for, but then they're all scared that because there's no money right now and they're asking for more money to license and finish up the medical marijuana system, that the same thing will happen with this. That, look, we need this extra because it's not there. But check this out. Remember that crappy audit that we talked about here recently?
Yes.
That was based on like $400 chairs? That audit has something pretty telling with it. Not only...
The chairs were $2,700.
Not only they mismanaged, well, whatever the prices were. I guess that's not too expensive of a chair sometimes. 12 SUVs. Whatever they had. Either way, they failed that audit. And a lot of these numbers and a lot of the situation that we're facing right now is based off of a lot of this worry and numbers.
I'm worried about numbers.
Yeah, but not the numbers that were before, and supposedly everything's under control.
And different numbers.
You are different.
Just different numbers.
You're different. You're different. Bike is so freaking different. Okay, so see if you can understand this.
Okay.
Usually I'm pretty good with understanding bills and legislature. And
use your words.
Lawyer speak.
Break it down.
Because this is going to affect you. Shush.
What?
A serving size for edible retail marijuana products that does not contain more than 10 milligrams of active THC.
Hold on. There are no edibles that do not contain more.
Just listen. That's why this is crazy. I don't understand this. A serving size for edible retail marijuana products that does not contain more than 10 milligrams of active THC, labeling requirements regarding servings for edible retail marijuana products, and limitations on the total amount of active THC in a package that is no more than 100 milligrams of active THC.
What?
I know, I'm usually pretty good at at least sniffing out something that makes sense out of this situation, or out of crazy speak. But a serving size for edible retail marijuana products does not contain more than 10 milligrams of active THC. I don't understand what it says. So,
why do they have to be so lame?
we'll have to get back to that one because I wasn't even going to go to that one. Mm-hmm. Maybe somebody listening understands. Wayward Bill located. By the way, Wayward Bill was on Georgia's show last night. Make sure you check that out. iCannabisRadio.com.
I was watching.
Recorded shows, Georgia.
I was listening.
I had just got off work. And he talked about his trip to D.C., so make sure you check that out. And here's another one that we got today, 1317. For
13-17, right?
Yes. Okay. For dual medical marijuana centers and a retail marijuana store that only sells medical marijuana to persons 21 years of age or older, the state licensing authority must adopt rules concerning the licensed premises, including but not limited to whether to allow single entrance and exits and virtual separation of inventory. So the state licensing authority has to make rules that include whether or not to allow single entrances in establishments and whether or not they need to have inventory separated. So there may be a possibility that you don't have to have separate entrances, and inventory isn't necessarily going to be separated too crazily.
The song is lame.
Shut up. I hate hearing you talk about the music. Bring something in.
I can't help it. It's like Paul Oakenfold, 1999.
No, this is the How It's Made
Axis,
bed. I named this bed
Street.
How It's Made because it sounds like the bed off How It's Made.
What is How It's Made?
You don't watch TV, so you don't know.
Is this a TV show?
It's a TV show on science. Or wait. It's a Discovery type TV show. They show you how things are made.
Okay. Cool.
A retail marijuana store licensee shall only sell retail marijuana grown in its retail marijuana cultivation facility. It's more details on how they're going to be separating things there. So, virtual separation and physical separation, two different things. Retail marijuana store may purchase not more than 30% of its total on-hand inventory of retail marijuana from another licensed retail marijuana store or another retail marijuana cultivation facility in Colorado. Another retail marijuana cultivation facility... retail marijuana store... This is really tiny print here. Or another retail marijuana cultivation facility may not sell no more than 30% of its total store inventory.
I don't get it. You're a lawyer.
Except that the director of the state license authority may grant temporary waiver. So that's the 70-30 rule.
It's vertically integrated.
That's the vertical integration rule. And from what Warren says, 70-30 rule goes away in January of 2015. So it's in place for a full year from January 2014 through January 2015, and then it goes away.
Just go away now.
Dude, it should, because it's like...
Why don't we just make it so uncomfortable until it just leaves?
Well, that's not even the worst part about all this. Check this out.
Sit there and stare at it. Spit on it.
Check this out.
Say nobody wants you here. Nobody likes you. How does it feel to be not wanted? Why don't you just leave?
A licensed retail marijuana store may only sell retail marijuana products, marijuana accessories, and marijuana-related products such as child-proof packaging containers, but shall be prohibited from selling or giving away any consumable product, including but not limited to cigarettes
peanut butter
or
and jelly
alcohol.
sandwiches.
You can't give those away.
Yep. Nope.
Or edible product that does not contain marijuana, including but not limited to sodas, candies, or baked goods.
You can only give away weed, candy, and food. Medibles, wreckables, if not medication.
You may not even be able to give that shiz away for free. I don't know. Like, that may be...
You can't do that now?
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to give it away for free. How stupid of a rule is that?
I don't know.
I like going into a place and they have cookies or a donut. They're trying to punish the stoners here.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Cruel and unusual. This is not okay, dude.
Let me tell you something right now. That You can't really buy anything in a dispensary, anyways, as far as food goes. That's not medicated now. They ain't trying to sell you
But dude,
Pepsi
people
and
bring
chips.
in like you can bring in like a vegetable platter or a cracker platter, a cookie platter.
They're not
donuts.
doing that. They're not doing that in dispensaries.
Dude, donut dispensaries do that.
Maybe at a patient appreciation party.
Do.
Patient appreciation party. They do.
I know that multiple dispensaries. I'm taking out for 420. Multiple dispensaries. I'm pretty sure that our sponsors have given free cookies and other stuff out to patients.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. I can't do it anymore.
People do it all the time.
Not
Element
all the
420,
time.
compassionate pain management. I've even seen Georgia pick up at MMD of Colorado on Walnut Street.
I gotta go see what's going on over there.
She doesn't. Dude, okay. MMD of Colorado is a great place.
Okay.
Managed by Georgia.
That's why I want to go check it
Georgia
out.
has our best interests at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Married to Warren Edson. Now, she's not much of a toker. In fact, she doesn't toke at all.
She's a legitimacy.
That's what I'm talking about.
We need
okay?
that.
That's what we have on our side. And, dude, takes care of customers. Customer service number one.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when we talk with Alex over at Element 420, or I talk with Sean over at Compassionate PM. Dude, one of their biggest concerns is making sure that they serve their customers. If your customer can't come in and get a cookie that's not medicated,
that's fine.
What kind of world do we live in?
I don't know. I guess we got to talk to a couple dispensary owners about that because
we live in a world
where
of medication and recreational cannabis now, and you can't get a cookie.
We live in a world where a dispensary cannot give you a free joint, but I can find 10 grams of oil to get you in a skirt. There's something effed up about that. Not just the fact that it's available, the fact that you haven't jumped on it yet. How's your stash looking? What do you got to smoke after the show?
No, it's empty.
What are you going to do? Just Jones and be angry?
No.
When do you get paid?
I don't know. Maybe Friday.
Maybe
Friday. Next Friday.
Holding back a couple
I don't know
weeks.
exactly when the
start a new job. Hold back paycheck 2 weeks. So
this is what I have actually. This was gifted.
You get a gram of weed?
I bet there's not even a gram in here.
Yeah, probably not.
I bet you it's a half gram.
It's about.
What do you got there? You got the Wally OG?
Yeah.
I just saw the Pink House dropped.
Riverside, they did, not Cherry. Cherry did. I'd have to excuse myself.
Get out of here.
I'd have to BRB. I saw some Mars on the Mars OG on the Riverside menu.
Boom. Check this out.
Yeah. See.
Here's the Warren Edson 12-43 4-104. What a scam, is what Warren says. So the current MMC licensees can apply October 1st, 2013. That's anybody who has a
unblemished record.
Well, anybody can apply.
Sure.
That has a license. October 1st, 2013 is where they can start applying. New owners have to file their intent to apply application by January 1st, 2014 and pay the fee.
Oh, how convenient.
Wait. It gets better. And have a location, but can't actually apply for their spot. They can turn in intent to apply, but can't actually apply until July of 2014.
But they'll take your loot.
So they don't get to put down their 1,000-foot footprint during that time. So it's like, okay, if you could, that'd be okay. You can apply.
Okay, but you want my money?
And you can get that location. So you can be like, okay, I have an intent to apply. I'd maybe like to be here. But during that time, any current MMC owner can apply in a location, preventing the new owner from actually applying for a license in that location. But that's not an unfair business advantage. Is that not ridiculous? So if I'm going to open here and some other dispensary opens up even 995 feet away from me, get the fuck out. You're screwed. You, non-previous licensed owner, is hosed. As much as I like to see our industry get a foot up with what we currently have and go with the people that we currently have. I'm okay with that to an extent. My libertarian, just free market side of me is just, what are you doing? No, stop, don't. And dude, it's serious. I mean, I can't understand. I can't. My patriot brain is like, It hates this, dude. To me, it's ridiculous. I mean, not having a fair open market, not trusting the businesses, not trusting your people, to me is one of the most ridiculous things that we could face in society. And to me, this is scarier than like the police. And this may seem ignorant because I didn't have to go through this. This seems scarier to me than the police shoving you in a house because they're looking for a terrorist and asking you to please not move. We really want to catch somebody if they're going to move. You know, I can see like the reasoning behind that. That's scary as shiz. Mm-hmm. Martial law, all that crap. But I'll tell you right now, control of business and industry, like over control, it way scares me more. It's chokehold on. I mean, it stifles business.
Also,
it's what's killing this country, in my opinion.
You can't forget about saying happy 80th birthday to Willie Nelson today.
Oh yeah, it is Willie Nelson's birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Come on, sing it with me. Happy birthday, Willie.
Have you ever tried the Willie Nelson weed?
I have had Willie Nelson.
It's a sativa, I believe.
Willie's
100% sativa.
You know Willie's Wonder? Have you tried that? Williams Wonder?
Williams Wonder, yes.
That's
I've heard of at least.
That's some of my favorite. I don't know if it's connected to.
Nope, just a random thing. Holy shit. Willie
Have you ever tried to add...
recently added 233 friends with Mutual Friend Finder. I don't know why that shows up on my wall there.
Have you ever tried to add an event to somebody's wall?
Never.
Gone like on somebody's wall and gone like to like 1999 and clicked like party like it's 1999 on New Year's, like add an event on their wall thing.
No, why don't you go do that right now?
I about did that on Warren's here.
Go.
Do. Hold on, I gotta tag myself in a photo I just found.
That's interesting.
So that's some of the overview, a little of the overview of what's going on in the state legislature today, coming days. It's pretty much, I mean, a lot of these rules are piggybacking off of what Amendment 20 had put into place, which, if you know what Amendment 20 is, the medical marijuana amendment here in Colorado, and 1284, the regulation bill, and then
Amendment 20,
what we've learned since then with the Department of Revenue implementing rules there too.
Amendment 20 kind of just got left behind when Amendment 64 went through because
a
lot of people don't remember.
There are new rules written for medical marijuana, but
1284,
they wanted to see how this went first, and then
1284. I always just call it July 1st, 2010, 1284, because that's when all the backdoor dispensary sales stopped, or at least for a minute.
2011.
10.
I think it was 2011.
I know you think it is, but it's 2010.
No. I'm pretty sure July 2011. Because 2009, July 2009 was the patients meeting.
I'll Google it.
Was that patients meeting where they were like,
I'm just going to Google this. I'm going to go July.
You may be right. I don't know.
1284 Denver. Enter. Additionally, statewide 1-year moratorium on MMCs will be in effect from July 1st, 2010 through July 1st, 2012. What? That was only 2 years? 12. That actually makes a lot of sense in hindsight, in the big picture, looking at things, how things happen here.
I like how when you put things together piece by piece there, and the light bulb goes off. See, you're getting more into this. You're understanding. You're piecing together
I wonder if
things.
you even know what I'm talking. You probably don't, but it would be interesting to talk about after the show.
I just think it's funny to see you piece together things in your head. It's like the gerbil got back on the
wheel?
The wheel and just started running again.
Maybe.
I wonder. Well, check this out. Actually, since we're talking about regulation and all that other shebang.
Shebang?
Shebang.
There's no shebang.
Where the hell is this? Okay, here it is. Here's it is.
Here this is.
Lawmakers in the Washington House and Senate quietly passed a bill over the weekend that will recriminalize some marijuana possession. This is how some of the
sneaky bitches.
This is how some of the some of the rules are changing. And some of them are kind of like
recriminalized.
Now that we have,
was that a word?
Yeah. Now that we have legal marijuana and different rules that have been shifted around, it's kind of like you move one thing, another thing kind of fell here and then moved over here. You're crazy today.
Yes, I need some Dayquil. That's why. Don't turn me down. Don't turn me down, douche.
Lawmakers in the Washington House and Senate quietly passed a bill over the weekend that will recriminalize some marijuana possession, reacting to warnings from the state's crime lab that the current law could make it impossible to prosecute large quantity possession charges or large-scale marijuana growing operations. The Senate passed the measure unanimously on Saturday, according to the AP. The governor is expected to sign the bill as soon as
It's
yesterday.
Gonna snow today? What?
What?
Someone just implying that it's going to snow today.
Are you focused?
Where?
Talking about seriousness here.
I'm listening at the same time.
No, you're obviously not.
We have to prepare for weather at the same time
No,
here in
you have
Colorado.
to. This is ridiculous right here. You need to listen to this. The Senate passed a measure, damn it, unanimously on Saturday. The governor expected to sign the bill, but had not yet by early afternoon Monday. Scientists at the Washington State Patrol's Forensics Laboratory Services warned recently that last November's election changed the definition of marijuana to such an extent that nearly all plants seized by police could be considered hemp. The trouble arises where the law draws the line between hemp and industrial fiber that contains virtually no psychoactive drug. Wait, we talked about this yesterday a little bit too. And it's more intoxicating cousin marijuana. The state's law currently says that if tests show more than 0.3% of marijuana, then it's a drug, but anything less is considered hemp and therefore not a drug. Crime lab experts warn that language does not account for changes that happen to marijuana for when it's burned or cooked, causing a plant that might have a low amount of psychoactive drug in it to become very potent once it's ingested. In other words, officials suddenly realized that their classification of hemp is too broad and technically covers certain varieties of marijuana, opening a window for the drug to be grown and sold as hemp in massive quantities with complete legal immunity, even though it would retain a strong psychoactive effect. Marijuana, unlike hemp, is still heavily restricted in Washington, where adults over 21 years old are permitted to possess up to an ounce for non-medical purposes. Sales and distribution are still illegal, but giving marijuana without profit is allowed. The state is still working on a more formalized regulatory system. The bill awaiting Governor Inslee's signature adds all THC acids to the definition of marijuana, further separating it from industrial hemp. What?
Inslee.
Ridiculous. People demanded legal marijuana and they voted it into place. Damn, so these comments are like... people pissed off. Going and kick back in here into Colorado. Talking about the repeal of Amendment 64.
BS.
We can see why some supporters of Amendment 64 might suspect the powers that be of conspiring to deny them of their victory. After all, recent news reports include not only chatter about possible repeal attempt, but also a ruling by the state appeals court that employers can ban off-site, off-hours use of cannabis even by a quadriplegic man who needs it to control muscle spasms. I mean, that's just poking the bear with the stick there. That's like, I mean, that obviously this. I mean, this is their obvious. The editorial board is who wrote this for the Denver Post, and obviously they think that's ridiculous. The way that they just formed it was offensive. The way that they put that. But both developments need to be kept in perspective. The rumblings about possible repeal, for example, are being driven mainly by worries that some voters this fall might not approve marijuana taxes sufficient to cover related costs. So some lawmakers apparently have toyed with the idea of putting another measure on the ballot, repealing 64 if 2 tax measures fail to pass. But this is such a bad idea and possibly illegal too, that we'd be shocked if 2/3 of lawmakers bought into it in the short time remaining in the session. Why illegal? Because as attorney Ed Ramey of the firm Heiser Paul Gruskin pointed out in a legal analysis for backers of Amendment 64, any repeal question would seemingly have to be put to voters in an even-numbered year, 2014 at the earliest. Of course, if the taxes do fail this fall, a most unlikely prospect in our view, says the Denver Post, then discussion of repeal might actually be justified. As for the court decision on off-site, off-hours cannabis use, it sets an important precedent but may still be less momentous than some suspect. By a 2-to-1 majority, the court ruled that Colorado's lawful off-duty activity statute does not protect employees from being fired for behavior that is legal under state statutes, but illegal according to federal law. And then they go to quote the appeals court. We can find no legislative intent to extend employment protection to those engaged in activities that violate federal law. Not supposed to be ruling on federal law, supposed to be ruling on local law, if that's state law. That is my understanding of the situation, but I'm also not a judge. If I was, I'd be a lot richer. If I was a judge, I'd probably be in prison.
Probably.
Probably. We happen to think Judge John Webb, in dissent, makes a pretty persuasive argument that the statute should apply to marijuana use, but even if the majority's ruling is correct, those dismayed by it should remember that Amendment 64 itself seems to give employers the green light to bar workers from using pot both on and off the job, and the governor's task force on implementing Amendment 64 reached the same conclusion. We doubt, however, that most employers outside of public safety, transportation, and construction really have any desire to dictate off-job behavior or in undertaking a testing regimen to enforce such an edict, because that shiz is expensive. That's what the editorial board is. They put that shiz is expensive.
That's a quote.
That's a straight quote. They have had their hands full managing employees while they're on the job without sticking their proverbial nose into their private lives too. So, 2014, the earliest that a repeal could happen, ridiculous. Any repeal question, again, like we said, would have to be put before, would have to be in an even-numbered year. This is according to legal analysis. So don't freak out too much, ladies and gentlemen. Don't freak out too much. Are you worried about a repeal? The voters would never approve it.
Just because these a-holes are even trying, I want to go find these people and go smoke a blunt and hit some in their face.
Don't do that. I found out that you could possibly get pink eye from blowing smoke in the face.
That's
so you may have given me pink eye, you bastard. Blowing smoke in my face.
I blew a smoke
you ever
in
do
your
it again,
face
I'm going to throw a bong at you.
2 months ago. Go throw a bong at me.
You did. You blew it the other day. You did.
No, I didn't.
The whole room was filled with smoke. So there you go.
If you throw a bong at me, I might go off on you like this McDonald's employee. I cannot stop watching this video, dude. And I know it's not weed related. If these girls had smoked some weed, this may never have happened, and I hate violence. I totally hate violence.
There's nothing ruder than blowing smoke in someone's face as a stoner. Come on.
These two chicks went into McDonald's. This dude, I'll just read you the quick half paragraph. Listen.
Go ahead.
McDonald's employee working night shift was given a $50 bill. Checked it to see if it was legit according to policy. 2 ghetto girls didn't like it and yelled at him, called him a pussy.
2 ghetto girls?
I'm just reading the quote. 2 ghetto girls called him a pussy, spit on him, and punched him in the face. Then they leaped over the counter, both of them, and continued coming after him. He retreated to the back of the store, and they followed him. He grabbed a pipe.
I saw that.
And beat the ever-living shiz out of these 2 girls. And I'm happy
Was it
for
2
them.
girls?
It's 2 girls. And
I saw that.
Anyone who jumps over the counter after throwing a punch and spitting on you deserves a pipe. I'll tell you what. This is great.
I saw that video.
Yeah, sorry. I just...
You need to catch up, man. That's an old video.
January 14th it came out. You're right. Yeah, I just saw it this morning.
That's funny. There's a story that I've noticed build steam in the news here recently.
Did it build Cleveland steam? Because that's the worst.
The longest lasting vehicle.
Stop it.
The most fuel-efficient lineup.
It's not me. I'm not doing that. I don't control.
I'm not talking to you.
P.S. It's going to be 70 degrees today, and it's going to snow this afternoon.
Absolutely nothing.
Why can I not shut this off? All right, I'm just going to read the story. I was going to play you the video, but we'll just read the story. 2 outspoken medical marijuana activists continue to rally support for marijuana legalization. Despite the search of their home and seizure of their children last Tuesday, Lindsay and Josh Reinhart spoke in support of medical marijuana legalization, carried signs, and talked to members of the media at Monday's rally on the State House steps. About a dozen others joined the Reinharts in their cause. Many were from the pro-pot group Compassionate Idaho. The event comes almost a week after police say they searched the Reinharts' home, finding marijuana and drug paraphernalia. The search resulted in the couple's 2 children being turned over to an Idaho Department of Health and Welfare Department. Reinhart admits to having the pot for medical reasons, but says the seizure of her children was wrong. I'm not a criminal. I have multiple sclerosis, Reinhart told KDVB.
Ooh, Katie has VD.
KDVB.
Oh, VB.
You're listening to KTVB, Idaho's favorite local news.
Favorite venereal disease.
I am not a criminal because my kids were taken away. I agree. Boise police say the investigation started last week after a school official reported an 11-year-old child had apparently eaten some marijuana and was feeling ill. Officers say the child was not one of Reinhardt's children. Police say they traced the marijuana to the Reinhardt's home on Malad Street in Boise. That's where they reportedly found the illegal drugs and drug paraphernalia in areas commonly used by children between 5 and 11 years old. Who knows what that could have been? While she admits to having illegal cannabis in her home, Reinhardt believes she should be able to use it for medicinal purposes and also says she's fighting to get her boys back. You don't remove a patient's children for having cannabis, Reinhardt said. This is why we fight to change the rules in Idaho. This is the perfect example of why. I agree. Boise police say evidence found in the home continues to be the subject of an ongoing criminal investigation that has not yet resulted in criminal charges. The department published this release on Monday in response to public interest in the case. You mean public outcry?
Right.
Boise police were contacted by an official with a local school about a child who had apparently eaten a substance that was making the child ill. The child, age 11, had sought medical treatment from the school nurse. The substance was identified as being marijuana. The school called Boise police. Based on the fact that there was one small child that had become ill and needed medical assistance from the school nurse, officers immediately began to investigate. Officers learned from talking to witnesses that the marijuana reportedly came from the home. The home we talked about was an acquaintance of the residents, including the children. Well, of course. They knew each other. Schoolmates and shiz. Concerned for the safety of children at the residence, officers went to the Malad Street home that afternoon. They found 4 children ages 5 to 11 being cared for by a babysitter. Officers were told the parents were not at the home were at a retreat and would not be accessible by telephone. The babysitter allowed officers inside the home after officers explained to her what happened at the school and that they were as a concern for the children, concerned specifically for the children who may have brought marijuana to the school and may have access to substances that could potentially harm the child or others. No, you can't come in. We need that family guy. We need the family guy. Housekeeper. No, you not come in. Inside the house, officers found drug paraphernalia, items commonly used to smoke marijuana, and a quantity of a substance that appeared to be marijuana in locations inside the house accessible to children. That's why we need better marijuana in places like this, because if it just appears to be marijuana, that's not good enough marijuana.
No, because I forget the name of the strain off the top of my head. I saw one yesterday that was less than 1% THC, and it was a 25-to-1 ratio of CBD to THC.
Sold here?
Not here, but I
we were talking about THC less than 0.5%, 1% THC content yesterday.
I'm trying to find the name of the strain, but it's remember Nathaniel Morris from Weed Country?
Yeah.
It's something he has to do with.
Concern for the safety of the children.
Cannon.
Inside the house. Patrol officers on scene then contacted narcotics investigators who secured a search warrant signed by a judge and continued their investigation. Evidence found at the house continues to be the subject of an ongoing criminal investigation that has not yet resulted in criminal charges. At the same time, patrol officers contacted detectives with the BPD Special Victims Unit based on the fact that illegal drugs and drug paraphernalia were located in an area that appeared to be commonly used by the children in the residence, and the fact that one child had already become ill from ingesting what he assumed was marijuana. The inability to contact the child's parents, detectives made the decision to contact Idaho Health and Welfare officials and place the children in imminent danger, meaning they were placed in protective custody of the state until it can be determined they are in a safe environment. How ridiculous. This is like a worst-case scenario possible for these people. Case remains under investigation. Typically, information on cases that remain under investigation is not released by a Boise Police Department. However, the suspects in this case have chosen to identify themselves, and the department believes it is in the public interest to clarify that evidence in a criminal investigation led officers to the home. So officers just trying to say, again, we're just doing our job. We're just doing our job. Damn.
Hopefully they won't have to say that much longer and get out of that habit.
That is not cool, man. I can't believe that we got to change that, dude. We have to figure out a way to change this. I can understand, when the cops sit here and tell you, look, we're just doing our job. We follow the process that needed to be followed. I mean, we have to change that process. Obviously, police had interest, in doing what they did. But to go as far as they did with taking the kids away, putting them in complete protected custody, that's ridiculous. What are you reading over there?
It's a weird license plate. It's B88B8BB, but you can't really tell what it is unless you squint.
Can I get you to pay attention to the stories we talk about so you can give feedback on that?
Sometimes I just drift off. I can't help it.
That's the times where I want to throw stuff at you and shut off your mic and be like, get the hell out of here.
Well, why don't you have something ready to throw at me from now on? Knowing that I will retreat. There's no oil situation, really. It's a hindrance into my attention span, so apologize.
It's pretty cool. Pictures my friends post of weed. Their legal grows. Their legal
Where?
shop grows.
Who?
Just various people always do.
Name one.
I'm not going to name one. Dredd just posted a picture.
Oh, yeah, he's always posting. Dredd grows
I see pictures all the time on my timeline from people that have shops, though.
Dredd grows pre-run.
Dread grows what?
Pre-run.
Pre-run?
Have you heard about this pre-run fiasco phenomenon hitting the streets? You know what pre-run is?
Go ahead, tell me about it.
It's like the cool new way to say weed. If you're an oil head, this weed is pre-run.
That's just stupid.
Yes, it's stupid. Dread was getting a little pissed off. He's don't disrespect my flowers by calling it pre-run. I may slap you.
When did he say that?
On my status last night, yesterday afternoon, when I first heard the term pre-run myself at a dispensary, I was like, "Are you shizzing me?" And I said, "Made my status pre-run, really?" And Dread jumped on it. He's like, "Stupidest thing ever," and I tend to agree. I think flowers is kind of silly too. It's weed. Let's not be silly. It's just
no,
weed.
Flowers is not stupid.
I didn't say stupid. I said a little silly. It's weed.
No.
Yes, it was a cool kid thing. It was weed up until
Flowers
2, 3.
is fine. Flowers is gonna fly through. Flowers will go through. It's already stuck.
Fine. It's just a little silly. It's weed. Let's not change it.
That's funny. Dread goes, "You said pre-run, really?" And Dread must know exactly what you were talking about because he's like immediately goes, "The lamest shit ever," and then he posted again. "I remember smoking flowers way before I even knew what hash was. All I'm saying is I'd be okay without most of these hash makers, but would most of these hash makers be okay without the growers? Pre-run is just fucking disrespectful in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't grow it for you to fucking blast it. You get the trim, and if you get lazy, you might get some larf."
If he gets lazy.
Dude, no way. I don't agree with him at all there. I don't agree with you, dude.
You got 10 likes on that one comment.
You got 4 on that one, and then he goes, "You call my flower that I worked my ass off on a growing pre-run, and I'm liable to slap the shit out of you."
That got a bunch of likes.
Tread grows pre-run. You're a dick, Pike. That's on another level. Dude, this is awesome. And tomorrow we'll have a selected nicotine on it. I mentioned that earlier today.
You didn't.
I did mention that earlier today. Smart ass. Mentioned that selected nicotine from Essential Extracts going to be in the house.
Still haven't done your call when you see him.
Huh?
The noise you make.
I did the bwah, bwah, bwah.
Nah, that wasn't it.
Bwah, bwah, bwah. I'll try to see if there's anything on your statuses that we could talk about.
Go for it.
That you forget to talk about.
I don't remember after I post them. I got to go back and read them. That's half the fun.
I was going to read that one, but that's from another grow store.
Oh, whoops.
Piss off Tim.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, everybody was coming up their own, picking up trim.
Oh, yeah.
What's pit? Who says pit anyway? P-I-T.
I don't know. That was some lame comment.
Sam, shame on
Florida.
you. Not that Sam. Whatever. All right, back to news.
Mm-hmm.
Marijuana, not medicine. Calls this is
marijuana, not medicine.
This is from Medscape
Hulk
News.
mad.
Medscape News. Illinois should not legalize cannabis, and physicians should not write recommendations for patients to use marijuana for medicinal purposes because it is dangerous, addictive, and is not approved by the FDA. A group of addiction medicines physicians said during a conference. That's what they said. Marijuana should not be approved outside of the FDA-approved channels, said Stuart Gitlow, MD, MPH, president of the American Society of Addiction Medicine.
Get low and get down.
You get paid.
Wait a minute. The guy's name is Get Low, and he's president of a rehab?
Get Low. G-I-T low.
Get Low. So if you get high, you need to go see Get Low.
From the window to the wall. Sweat drop off my... All these... Crawl. All these... Motherfucker. Sorry. I was doing the edited version of a song, of a rap song.
Nicotine just shared your status update.
That's why every other one
by the way,
are gone. Well, he better. He's being on the show tomorrow.
He's going to be thinking about what to say to you. Because when I first brought it up, he did say, "What am I going to say to Tim Martin?"
What do you mean you're going to say to you? I could fill a whole hour and a half of hash talking, and then I could fill another hour and a half.
Just fill a bowl.
Half hour
Just fill a
with
bowl.
shiz talking.
Plenty of that.
Nicotine makes horrible hash. He's the worst hash maker in the world. Not really.
That's yeah.
He's probably going to get mad at me for
There's
that.
definitely way worse hash makers. Come on. You ever smoked my hash?
You ever smoked my hash? I can't do water hash that well.
I don't make hash. I've tried.
I can blast Earl.
So can a monkey with one eye. So can Charlie Brown.
It takes to refine it. Actually,
anyone can do it.
Nick's process of hash making is one of the most patient damn processes. Nick, any other ice type extraction, water extraction, cold water.
RO. Royo. Water.
All right, back to this story.
Nope.
Well, too bad. I'm going for it.
Oh, hold on. No. It has to be in time with the 4/4 beat. You can't just go into it on the third. Down. Jesus.
I wasn't drinking enough water during the day, so I had to get a bigger glass. That glass is big enough.
It's an illusion, Tim.
When you eat smoked food, do you like
I try not to eat
burp
smoked
smokiness?
food.
Do you feel the
That
smoky?
That is cancer seeping into your esophagus.
Don't
is what
tell
you
me
know.
that.
Smoked food is not good for you.
I'm done asking you any question of any sort, anytime,
I know you
ever.
can't handle the truth. That's why baby talk you.
I'm gonna punch you one of these times.
Don't slap me,
do
Tim. Don't slap me. It's okay. See what that
Where
dude?
was I at?
Did you see what that dude did to those two bitches who jumped over the counter at McDonald's? Can you imagine what I'd do if he jumped over this counter at JDR?
Dude, I would jump up. I would wreck you. Don't
make the first hit a good one because it's all you get in.
Whatever.
Wrap you up.
You have to catch me. I'd get in a few.
You wouldn't.
You get in a few. You'd be like, all right, moving on.
Yes.
Dangerous over here.
We'll talk about your night there.
Dr. Gitlow, who is the president of addiction medicine.
Get up, get low.
He said this after Illinois State approved a bill that would legalize medical cannabis. The House of Representatives approved that. To be medication, marijuana would need proper consideration by the FDA as to its risks and benefits, dosage, and timing of the drug. I think thousands of years have done that. There is no such thing as medical marijuana, Dr. Gitlow stated. Marijuana unstable and unpredictable. Another speaker, Andrea Barthwell, MD, an addiction medicine
Dr. Barthwell.
An addiction medicine specialist and co-author of ASAM's white paper on the legalization of marijuana, called cannabis unstable and unpredictable and said that the drug should be subject to the same standards that apply to other medications. She told Medscape Medical News that the Illinois bill, known as the Compassionate Use of Medical Cannabis Pilot Program Act, does not require the same standards. That's because the government hasn't given us an opportunity, and we've had to sit here and go through these channels. Funny how
F the channels. F them. Keep smoking weed. You can do it. I do.
Under the Illinois bill, you have to be certified to obtain physician-recommended marijuana only once. Dr. Barthwell, a former deputy director for demand reduction on the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy, that is way too long of a title, said in an interview, if you get a prescription for a narcotic painkiller, when you finish the prescription, you have to go back to the physician. Narcotic painkillers are Schedule II controlled substances. Marijuana remains a Schedule I.
Of course, that makes sense.
It makes sense. You should have to go back every single gram because, marijuana can kill you. Mm-hmm. You could overdose on it.
Yeah.
End up eating that whole bag of damn chips. Falling over yourself because, oh my God, I can't see because I'm so high. I actually heard yesterday somebody describe a marijuana strain as feeling like you were drunk when you smoked it.
I want some. Where is it?
It was And I was like, I've never felt drunk off a strain of marijuana. Taking a shot of alcohol and a bowl of weed, 2 completely different highs.
One's a low, actually.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. 2 completely different drug situations up in here.
If I could just take this Wally and just rub it on my skin or right on my jugular vein right here and get the same effect of smoking it, I would totally do it right now.
You know, some
Need oil.
Some pharmaceutical companies probably going to do that, and then it's going to be some dangerous thing.
Need oil. No oil. No oil. Look at you. Do that again.
I was making a funny face, looking at my face.
Touching it. Getting it all dirty. Smell your finger and then touch your eye. You wouldn't do it again.
You're such a dick, dude.
Why? Because I point out things that are real?
You
I
know,
didn't talk about your nasal hair.
The person I'm hanging out with was giving me shiz. It's like, don't get the shit that's in your eye in my eye.
Oh.
And I was like, this is not necessarily pink eye, ladies
Well,
and
what
gentlemen.
if it is?
I don't think it is, dude. Otherwise, my eye was like completely farked yesterday.
The best way to find out if it is take your middle finger and lick it. Rub it all over your dirty eye, and then rub it all over your other eye. And tomorrow, if the other one's effed, then it's pink eye. Then you know.
You'd think both of my eyes would be jacked by now.
I don't really think that way. I think independently.
Does one eye form is there medical patterns of things? Like, does one eye, if you get pink eye, does it form a immunity so that you can actually function and see?
No.
Because there's no cure for pink eye. You just have to let it go away. That's what I read online.
You farted on your pillowcase and rolled over in the night.
I swear to goodness, it's not that. And if it's that, then it's the cat.
Cat wiped his bum on the pillowcase, and you just went, what's that? Oh, good night.
God damn.
Woke up with feline brown eye. The cat's just laughing at you. You know, have you ever seen a dog? How a dog wipes itches its bum on the carpet? You ever see a cat do that on a pillow?
No, dude. Shut up. That's disgusting.
Bet you change your pillowcase tonight.
That's disgusting, dude.
Doing the fur slide.
Shut up. It's making me sick.
Thinking about a cat's bum touching your eye.
That's disgusting, dude.
They don't wipe, dude.
Marijuana is the most common illicit drug causing dependencies in the United States, according to a 2011 survey from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration.
Cat no wipey bum.
Illinois compassionate use of medical cannabis bill proposes implementation of a 4-year pilot program aimed at protecting patients.
The feline use of
Shut
toilet
up.
paper.
Muting you in a minute. That's 2 warnings.
Mootin'. Look at warnings.
3 strikes.
I'm bringing a broomstick next time.
No.
You're going to mute me. I'm going to whap your hand.
Hell no.
Broomstick
I'll grab the
is
broomstick
on the
from
list.
you and smack you.
You won't. I'm just bringing a broomstick tomorrow.
All right, well, I'm bringing another wampum stick. I got the torch.
Wampum. So
take the fark away, and your broomstick holds
I'll broomstick the torch right out of your hand.
You ain't going to broomstick no
Poke
torch.
your Adam's apple.
I will catch your broomstick on fire, fool.
Then you're going to be catching a flame in the face. I'm just warning you, Jesus.
Dick.
I don't know what's sadder, this guy who in New Hampshire who spent his entire life savings on a carnival game, or the fact that his life savings was $2,600.
God, can you focus on anything?
He got a banana with dreadlocks, a hairy banana. He got played by the carnies. Literally. He says, it was real easy when I was practicing, and then I gave him
like
money.
taking advantage of the mentally ill. It should be like almost illegal.
Well, according to him, he thinks so too. He called the police, and the police are investigating.
Well, if you're just an idiot, I mean, that's one thing.
There's a picture of him with his hairy banana hanging over his shoulder, looking like a dolt.
Warren posted that picture up. I saw.
He's looking like he's from Manchester, New Hampshire, for sure. Manch Vegas. if you're cool, it's Manch Vegas. Manchester is like the armpit of New England, and I think New Bedford is the other side.
San Jose dispensary landlords threatened with 40 years in prison. Threatened 40 years in prison as Fed's marijuana crackdown continues.
The Fed sent out letters saying, hey, rumor has it people are selling weed out of your building. Take care of it or we will.
Pretty much what they said.
Making people do their dirty work for them like douchebags.
Pretty much what was said. What?
The feds are making landlords do their dirty work for them, or attempting to.
I'm going through a few headlines here. I read something wrong. Amazingly enough. Quit. You have to do annoying, crazy stuff like
Seeing
that.
if you were listening.
Of course I'm listening. My ears can't hear.
Yes, the Queen City haggis. Sometimes I will just fade away when you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about.
I smoked some Queen yesterday. You need to pay attention. You are co-host of this show.
I don't need to
Nothing ticks me off more other than you not paying attention.
Oh, so this doesn't tick you off that much?
Yes, a lot. I said more.
But nothing pisses you off more than that. So this is
I
close.
can get pissed off like a mofo at a lot of things. People are like telling you to stop it right now that are listening to the show in their speakers.
There's no one
and everything else.
It's just a tapper.
And quit tapping on the mic. It's an expensive mic. Mike!
For phone.
Don't make me call you by your real name.
I'm waiting for that oil to drop.
You're such a whiner.
I am when I don't have oil. I'm a whiner.
You're way worse than me when you don't have oil.
Oh my God. Luckily I had some this morning. If I didn't, I would have. Actually, I did. I had some hash this morning.
Back to this story. Because this is arming ourselves with our opponent's ammo, buddy. The argument was disputed. Wait. I was right here. I forgot where it was at. Thanks. Illinois, we talked about that. Bill allows for cannabis use in any form, including smoking, which speakers in this medical forum said is unsafe because it exposes the smoker to carcinogens. If the bill is enacted, Illinois would become 20th state, along with D.C., to allow the use of medical marijuana. It's kind of a pain in the ass to add D.C. to the end of that list. So-and-so states, including the District of Columbia, allow the use of medical marijuana. D.C., if anything happens in D.C., it should be a flip of the switch for the rest of the country. You know what I'm saying? Like
dispensary open in there.
Like it's federal territory. A dang old American territory. I have a problem with D.C. not being a state.
I don't give a foots.
I think we should declare war on D.C.
Sure. Go for it.
They're not representative of any of our thoughts.
Go for it.
And actions. They don't follow our will. Let's surround them like they did on that Family Guy episode where Peter, like Pretoria or wherever his place was, you know? He it wasn't included on the map. There was just a big blank spot, so he declared his own country.
Yes, I've been there.
And then he was a tyrant. And then America came in and surrounded his house and told him to surrender. Mm-hmm. And he needed to turn over and be a new American. We should do that.
I'm not ready.
We should do that to D.C.
Not ready. You and
Wayward
Bill can go out there and take care of that.
Yeah, Wayward Bill. Let's get Wayward Bill in on it.
Let's do this. Wayward Bill.
Is Bill there? Go, Bill.
Go, 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 go. Such medications like Marinol. Hey, have you heard of this one? Abvi? ABBVIE?
AbVOG. I got a bowl of it in my pocket. Saving it for after the show. It's very medicinal.
An oral synthetic cannabinoid that is approved to treat nausea and vomiting associated with cancer, chemo, and to treat appetite loss and wasting in people with AIDS. However, some people with vomiting reportedly have problems swallowing a pill. In addition, advocates of legalization of medical marijuana say some patients do not get any relief from available medications or derive greater benefit from marijuana than from other medicines. When asked by Medscape Medical News, At the press conference to comment on the suggestion, Dr. Gitlow said there are probably very few patients who marijuana is the only drug that makes them feel better. It is worth the risk to our society to give one. Oh, is it worth the risk to our society to give one person an intoxicant to help them feel better while not getting better?
No.
And put our entire society at risk by making that intoxicant available to all? Well, seeing how the medical marijuana has shown to have medicinal properties.
This Wook flu is killing me. That's the insanity that's coming your way right now. I'm sorry. Wook flu.
You were crazy, dude.
Wook flu.
Stop messing with that thing. Pull it forward. You're like a child, dude.
I can't. I'm being Wook flued.
You're a child. Make sure you wipe your microphone off, too.
I need to go get some tea and some honey.
Look at an hour and a half in and you're out. Proof positive.
What?
An hour and a half in we're in now. And you're dropping out.
Oh, Dab just got dropped
every
a cherry.
day.
Dab just got dropped a cherry. Do you want to hear what they got?
No, I don't want to hear what they got because they don't sponsor us.
Okay.
That's not anything against them. Fantastic product. Just if you're going to go get something, maybe head over to...
this is convenient for me, especially with
head
this
over to
Wook flu.
Element 420.
This Wook flu.
82 South Federal Boulevard with a fantastic CO2 that I like.
I'm going to go get some Tange oil when that's available for sure.
When is that?
Alex,
I dropped the ball on that situation.
Alex, where's that Tange oil?
You're supposed to be on top of that. That's your situation.
Oh, I'm supposed to be a missionary with that?
Yes, you need to go take care of that. Find out when that's going to be done.
Yes, sir. Hold on.
Find out when it's going to be done. That's a serious situation up in here, dude.
Nothing makes me feel better than Chem OG.
Nothing makes you feel better than Chem OG?
Sour Chem OG, maybe. Or a little bit of each. And a little bit of each.
We pretty much sat here. We went over everything that they got to say about
pretty much. That covers
anti-marijuana.
Thank you for listening to the John Doe Radio Show today. I am your host.
Shut up. If you want to go, then go. Such a rude ass.
Yes.
This taxi driver sold marijuana out of his taxi in Georgia. You think he got caught?
He's not the only one. I'll tell you what.
We're talking about him, so I assume he got caught.
I'll never forget my taxi driver in Memphis, Tennessee. His name was Willie Hampton. We called him Sweet Willie Hampton because he gave us his business card.
The same taxi driver all the time?
For the 7-day period we were there, he was our driver, yeah. We called All City Taxi in Memphis, and they sent him over. And
the same guy every day?
No. If you let me finish a friggin' sentence, you'll know that.
Well, up until this point, that's the way you made it seem.
We called him the first time, and he sent Willie Hampton over to us. And then he said...
It's nice you give his whole name.
That's how I know him. He gave us his number, and we just called him directly, and he gave us rates like you read about. Because we were massholes in Memphis, and he knew it, and he was cool.
He gave you rates of weed?
No. Well, he told us to call the Domino's guy if we wanted weed. And that's a true story. If you're ever in a strange city in a motel and you need weed, order pizza from Domino's or any delivery place, and just ask the driver.
Hell no, dude. You know what? Somebody got in trouble having weed.
I didn't. I've done that all over the country.
Quit banging that down.
Sorry.
Sit up.
Quit telling me what to do.
We need one of those goose mics that are like come down and around. Like come down and you can sit back with it.
Yes. Georgia, have that here in the morning, please. Thank you.
She's going to come and punch you. Dude's got in trouble doing that.
Who did?
I would not ask anybody.
Who did?
I would not ask your...
Listen.
There was a pizza delivery. I think it was at Papa John's.
Here?
Delivered somebody, and they got in trouble.
Papa John's, I'll never call it because Papa John's delivered the pizza, and the dude's smoking medical marijuana in his apartment, and Papa John's delivered the pizza. And then call the cops, and the cops showed up, and they're like...
They thought the kid was in danger.
Yeah.
That was there. Yes.
So that's why Papa
Cops told Papa John's guy to go fuck himself.
Papa John's can go F themselves as well. And because of that, I'll never order their disgusting heartburn pizza with greasy oil sauce and fake pepper oncini on the side. F 'em. Papa Blow John's, okay?
You done there? Are you happy?
For now.
I think there's a couple big-ass shipments of Sunshine mix coming next door this afternoon. It's going to be great.
Do you have to bag it up yourself?
I have to move it. They're like 60-pound bags.
And what do you do with them?
Move them.
Bags of Sunshine.
It's not fun. It's actually making me sick thinking about it.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, I'm thinking about lunch.
Yep, me too.
Lunch and shiz.
I got a lot of shiz I got to do today. Like eat lunch. Probably blow my nose a few times. Vaporize a little oil. Combust a little oil.
That's good that you have some, or you're going to get some.
I just see the cherry dropped.
A bill that would shield state legal marijuana activity faces long odds in Congress this year, even though polls show 60% of Americans think Uncle Sam should leave legalization up to the states. No wonder Congress has such an abysmally low approval rating of 15%. The Los Angeles Times reported Sunday that passing the Respect State Marijuana Laws Act from Congressman Dana Rohrabacher. Co-sponsors include Oakland Congresswoman Barbara Lee, would be a long shot in the congressional session. This is despite the fact that 72%, also Jared Polis is part of that. This is despite the fact that 72% of Americans agree that the government efforts to enforce marijuana laws cost more than they are worth. One Republican congressman for Virginia even compared Colorado and Washington's legalization of marijuana for adults over 21 to sex trafficking. If a state said sex trafficking is okay, would we honor that? Said Representative Frank Wolf. That's a little far-fetched. Last year, a bill to defund the federal medical marijuana crackdown failed 262 to 163 in the House. Still, the prospects are much better now, Rohrabacher told The Times. You can ask your rep to support H.R. 1523, the Respect State Marijuana Laws Act. You just got to go to the Marijuana Policy Project site and search for that information right there. I'm sure it's right there. You can send off a letter or call them. You know, of all the all the legislators that I've messaged about the medical marijuana, I keep saying medical marijuana because it's just built into me to say medical marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
About the Amendment 64 rollout and the regulations, I've not gotten one single response. Not one response.
Go figure.
You coughing over there? You all right there?
I'm getting wooked out.
You're not getting wooked out. Or are you getting wooked out?
I feel it.
You're fine.
I know.
Such a whiner.
No, you asked and I just told you.
So hopefully in the next couple of years,
you'll wear a skirt for oil.
At least this bill will go through on the federal level, which would be nice. More states would. I mean, it would be a avalanche, a waterfall of states coming into legalization, medical marijuana proliferating. Frustrating to even talk about that, you know, we even have to deal with this. Marijuana legalization. Should airplane pilots be allowed to smoke? As marijuana legalization becomes more mainstream and goes from protest to policy, decision makers will have to figure out how and what to regulate in this burgeoning industry. Brian Milam, who is one of the first individuals to have run in with unclear marijuana laws, was fired from his job as a pilot at Horizon Air in 2011 for failing a drug test. The central issue should be whether or not Milam was fit to operate a plane when he failed the drug test. When marijuana is legal, how will we determine safe amounts that do not impair judgment? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you support NORML, please take into consideration that NORML supports a 5 nanogram limit for your DUI pleasure. So you yourself could not be high, not impaired,
Lame.
But still be arrested and still go to jail and still be prosecuted as a criminal. Keith Stroop, Normal, represent that 5 nanogram limit. And if you do support Normal, please make sure that you understand policies of organizations and the outlook of the representatives, the leaders of those organizations. Okay? Very, very extremely important that we not allow this DUID situation to get more out of hand than it is. Now, the pilot situation, people are going to freak out about. You think that they're freaked out about people having trace amounts of marijuana in their system or active whatever, 5 nanogram limit. Oh my God. What are they going to do when like some pilot smoked like a week earlier, got blazed down with his buddies while he was chilling, had to stay over in the Mile High City? A week later, gets tested, fails the drug test, and then is fired. They're like, first of all, where did you smoke the marijuana? Was it over the state of Colorado? Was it on the actual state of Colorado? Like on the land? Were you just over the border? Were you outside of the border, state of Colorado? There's that imaginary line that you passed. Were you within it?
Creepy, ain't it?
Yesterday I was told by a somewhat reliable source that the DUID law, or the DUID pin-on, was going to be probably defeated here in Colorado. So we defeated it in committee, and then it was pinned on to the end of one of the Amendment 64 bills. So, I mean, you're following, right?
Yes.
DUID in Colorado.
DUID dead.
And
didn't make it in the Senate.
Sounds like and from what I hear, the representatives, legislators, do not appreciate having something that could get innocent people in trouble and something that has absolutely no science and already has coverage as a law anyway. I mean, you can't drive drunk, you can't drive under drugs and be dangerous. I mean, there's period. There's no need to add this other stipulation of 5 nanograms because the only thing that's going to do is get people like Bike and I and other medical marijuana patients, people that smoke all the time, it's going to get them loud and angry. And it's also going to get them in trouble for absolutely no reason at all. No reason at all. The absolutely most... Can you imagine like being guilty until proven innocent? You have to prove your innocence, and we're going to work with sideways science in all this, so there's really no science that you are going to prove because it doesn't really exist. And the only thing that you could tell us is that, you know, your stoner reasoning, and only people that smoke weed all the time understand what you're talking about, where you're coming from. We don't. Can I get some feedback from you, Bike? Why don't you just have a nice day?
I'm going to, unless
God,
I have other plans.
Like 15 minutes, dude. You can make it. You make all the other people not want to make it through the show when you do that. Getting serious with you.
You're just going to have to find a delicate balance of where...
You're going to have to find...
To shut up and let me finish a sentence.
For the last half hour. Roll with it into it. Go ahead.
Yes.
Angry monkey over here.
Yeah. You just have to find a delicate balance of when to stop talking the hardcore politics. Cause
no, that's what we talk about.
But it has to be a more...
Well, then bring in something. Then bring in something.
I do. I try to talk about different things to change the subject, and you don't fall for it.
Talk about things that are like...
Subject changer.
Talk about people getting beat with poles at a McDonald's.
It was crazy. I mean, it was working for me.
Why don't you think of marijuana-themed topics like that?
I was trying to pretend that was a joint he was hitting those women
like
with.
Write down those things like you said, like the whole pre-run.
Yes.
And think of a bit on that.
I did. It was
refer back to it when you run out of steam.
Refer.
Have stories lined up. History lessons.
Oh, I don't do stuff like that, though. I don't read history. I don't do
that. I don't do that.
Come on, that was I don't read history. I make it. Come on.
I just know to expect
Historically-
an hour and a half now into the show.
This is where you need to save the good stories for. Start with the crap stories first. It's just because I'm so up and up on this stuff that I don't like to hear it over and over. That's all.
Oh, are you sure? You're right. Yeah, okay. We'll roll with that.
Maybe something like that.
Well,
I don't know.
We'll roll with that.
Yeah, go.
Right. You're nuts, dude. Nuts. Let's see here. The central issue should be whether or not Milam would be fit to operate a plane when he failed a drug test. Seattle Pie reports that Milam failed a drug test after flying a safe round-trip flight from Seattle, Washington to Redmond, Oregon. Here we see a paradox. He piloted a plane safely for approximately 2 hours, claims he never used marijuana while on duty, and refrained from smoking the night before an early shift. Yet
Can't
he
really roll
failed
down
his
the windows on a plane and air it out.
Yet he failed his test. Would he have been fired had marijuana been legal? First, let's look at the science. The active ingredient in most drug test screens is THC. Exits the body slowly than any other substance, such as alcohol or caffeine. For habitual drug users, a standard drug test can pick up traces of THC for days or even weeks after past use. A habitual user...
Habitual?
Shut up. Like Milam, and that's not the type of input we need.
I just couldn't help myself.
Like Milam, he claimed to use...
Habitual is what you said. But really fast. Habitual. And I noticed it, so that was what I inputted about. What I put in about.
You're ridiculous. He claimed to use medical marijuana for back pain 1 to 3 times per week. He could fail the drug test long after the effects of marijuana or the high had worn off. As marijuana becomes legal in more states and eventually at the federal level, drug screening should be read with this in mind, not exactly like an alcohol screening. Secondly, policy, both public policy and company policy, will determine where the line is drawn. Let us assume that marijuana is legal within the public policy frame and that the only limitations to marijuana usage are in company policy. Companies should clearly articulate their substance abuse policy to avoid gray areas regarding drug tests and even lawsuits, such as the ongoing one between Milam and Horizon Air. Also the Dish Network issue between Dish Network and that quadriplegic we talked about. Issues they should address include the use of alcohol and marijuana outside of work, inside of work, the lingering effects of the substances, and substances abuse counseling or treatment, to name a few. Lastly, public opinion and perception. Public opinion and perception should probably not dictate justice or the law. It may be important to a company and how liberal or conservative they decide to make their substance abuse policy.
Or non-existent.
Want proof that a company's stance towards controversial issues matter? Just look at Chick-fil-A. They're anti-gay. And I haven't had Chick-fil-A since they announced that. Even though I did like Chick-fil-A. There are many people that are firmly against marijuana usage and believe in reefer madness. These people might feel uncomfortable flying in a plane with a pilot who had lit up one a year ago. That's what they said a year ago. And to the other extreme, there might be people who disagree with my statement that marijuana impairs judgment, whom would have no qualms about getting into an airplane with a pilot who had just been smoking. Post-legalization, this writer says he thinks that pilots should be allowed to use marijuana just like they use any other mind-altering substance. I believe the company policy and drug screenings should acknowledge the difference between different types of substances, such as marijuana and alcohol. But what Milam or other pilots do off the job is none of my business. I can't imagine pilots being able to test positive for weed for quite a while. Federally legal, and even then it would have to be like you have to wait until it's legal federally, and even then you're gonna have to like wait years after that for it to be not one of those substances that they try and come after you for.
I don't fly a lot, so I'm fine with this.
You don't fly a lot, so you're fine with this. So if you did fly, would you be okay with your pilot blazed as fark?
No, probably not. I wouldn't mind if he smoked in his own time.
Why?
Well, that's his own time. That's why.
I know, but why would you have a problem with him blazing while he was on the plane? I mean, before he got on the plane?
It's a little sensitive of a position to be smoking on the structure.
Before he got on, he's like, okay, well, maybe you need weed to
do it in the morning.
Be performance enhancing. Maybe he flies better on weed.
I do, but flying is not the same as talking into a microphone.
Maybe some people drive better on weed. They claim to.
Do it.
Just playing devil's advocate here.
I understand.
Some people claim that. Although general agreement, you should probably never drive or operate heavy machinery while under the influence of anything.
Yes, this is correct also.
But people operate under the influence of narcotics.
This is correct as well.
Narcotic farks me up my judgment and my ability. Painkiller will more than marijuana. Anti-anxiety pill. Knock me out. Fall asleep at the wheel.
Like Bob Weir fell asleep on stage the other night by taking an Ambien instead of a painkiller. He thought he was taking a painkiller.
Who's Bob Weir?
Well, Bob Weir is, remember Rat Dog, formerly of the Grateful Dead? One of the original members?
No. I'm not a deadhead.
I didn't say you were. You asked who he was, and I explained to you that he took an Ambien on stage before the show the other night, fell down, collapsed. Thought
Grateful Dead's at a Grateful Dead type show?
No, this was Rat Dog or Further Festival.
I mean.
Yeah.
Shows you how much I know.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me if I care.
Are you wearing deodorant today?
Yep.
Can you put your armpits down anyways?
Nope.
Please do.
Nope.
I need like a super soaker in
I
here.
usually don't wear short sleeve shirts because I'm white. Look at them guns.
Where?
I know, exactly. Lifting those bags, though, I'm going to get strong fast, man. You better watch out.
Oh, I'm scared.
I'm going to come up behind you like a spider monkey.
So, as far as, when are you going to start getting some?
Just like that, Anna.
Are you going to start getting some guests for the show, or am I just
like
just
that, Anna? This Anna.
my job?
No, you fired from that, actually.
Well, when are you going to start? Is what I'm saying.
Tomorrow.
Who are you going to get tomorrow?
Nicky T.
All right. What about for Thursday?
Actually, you got Nicky T.
For what Thursday?
I don't know.
Thirsty Thursdays on JDR?
I don't know. Maybe we'll have Tommy Chong.
Can you try to pull that off instead of just talking about it once and then never again?
I've tried hitting him up. I don't have an in.
How about Cheech?
Cheech Marin. I don't know. He may not be as funny.
No, not on the show. I mean, call him to get in touch with Chong.
Yeah, I could call him and get in touch with Chong. Be like, yo, dude, I need to get me Chong.
Come on, ice cream.
It's like this, like that, Anna. You're listening to the John Doe Radio Show. It's on Cannabis Radio.
I didn't sign up for any rapping.
It flows like I'm flowing with the Go Show. No, oh, Joe. That's why I'm not a rapper.
Boston Steve says you're playing dumb as far as not knowing who Bob Weir was.
No, I'm actually not playing dumb.
You are, because he's not a deadhead either, but I know who Bob Weir is.
Dude,
seriously, Tim?
No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding you. I don't know who the hell Bob Weir is.
Bob Weir.
There's a picture of a healthy root mass here that Rare Dangness just posted up. I missed that. Here's what a healthy root mass should look like. If you are transplanting into a larger container and you don't have a wrap like this, leave the plant in its original container.
This is what a healthy root mass looks like on the radio.
This is a 10-gallon root mass.
Look, hold on. Look, can you see it? Big, ain't it?
Shut up. The roots proliferate the bottom part of this area.
There's no proliferating.
Watch, I'll screen capture this bitch then. There you go. Bam! See, if your roots do not look like that before you transplant, then you probably shouldn't transplant yet. Which is cool. But if we also sell smart pots at Grow Your Own, which I would love to use these once I'm going to start growing again.
Can you throw this away from me?
No, throw it away for yourself, and I will do it.
Do it next to the trash can.
Dude, the show is not over yet.
Well, you can do it. You can't multitask. You can't be stoned and talk at the same time.
No, all that shit's going to be done later.
Here, just stick right in the trash there.
I'm not throwing it out right now.
And my sandwich wrapper, too?
And God, you bugged the fark out of me.
That was great.
You honestly, the less you pay attention to the show,
yes,
people don't give a shiz. If you don't give a shiz,
that's what you're here for, Tim. That part. I'm here for the other part.
No, you drive them away by not giving a damn.
I don't necessarily agree.
Smart pots are cool because they it turns the roots back in, and I think it makes for a healthier situation. I don't like the hard pots, and I like these. I like the smart pots. They're cool. And you can get them in all different sizes.
Smart piss off, Tim.
There's different kinds of smart pots. So if you get a chance, maybe check those out.
Legalized pot. It's because it grows in a pot.
That does it for today on the John Doe Radio Show. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Where's pot come from?
Bike is about ready to blast out the door.
Ready to go.
I don't know. Say goodbye to everybody. I said say goodbye, not wave
goodbye.
Smart ass.
Everybody, Nicotine coming at you tomorrow.
He tells me in 1 minute, you can't see anything on the radio, and then the next minute he's like,
in this corner
waving.
From Montego Bay, California, Nicotine tomorrow.
Have yourselves a great day. It's gonna be cold.
Unless
tomorrow.
you already have other plans.
It's gonna be cold tomorrow. What other plans would you have that would make it not a great day?
That's just kind of to make you think, Tim. Have a great day, unless you've already made other plans. Just to let you know that it's easy to have a great day.
So you're making plans to not have a great day?
Making plans to tell you to F off right now.
Thanks for telling our listeners that. I'm sure they love that.
I'm just making the plans to do it. I'm not actually following through. But unless you forget to bring my iCannabis Radio and Cousin D shirt in tomorrow.
I don't have either one of those. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. There is an iCannabis Radio shirt in the box. And your Cousin D shirt, I don't know where the hell it is. It's somewhere in my pile of clothes. Deal with it. Deal with it, dude.
I'll tell you what.
Deal with that shiz. Oh, since it was Glass Tuesday...
Yeah.
I saw, I'll talk about glass here for a second. I saw a beer glass piece get shattered. It was actually Dan's from Top Shelf Extracts.
Whoops.
When the drop down thing got lifted,
Don't lift up by the drop down.
And you know how it's like Earl will stick, well, it's stuck there for a second. It stuck there for a second and then it slid.
Yeah, do that. It'll do that.
And then, you know, like I haven't heard that glass cracking and breaking sound in a long time. Everybody in the room was like, ooh. It was like the whole, shut up. Threw that thing at you.
Oh, it was such a girly throw. I hope we got that on video.
I didn't want to like
throw it.
I didn't want to throw it too hard at you. I didn't want you to get pissed off.
So girly.
I didn't want your pissed offness
You
at
really
me.
couldn't piss me off. You'd have to try really hard.
And yeah, so everybody in the room was, air was like,
ooh.
It had an e-nail on it.
Ooh.
Some dude was just left there holding the e-nail with the drop down.
Who just picks up at Bold Brig by the e-nail?
Here it comes.
What? Derek Cummings.
Dude,
pick up a rig by the e-nail.
He made the Earl you're about ready to go by.
Maybe skipping Pink House. Till later on. I gotta go home. I don't feel good.
That floor in the hood lab has claimed quite a few pieces.
That's why you don't bring rigs.
I really, 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 truly believe they need to put down a pad around that table in the back green room. All right, say goodbye.
Yes, goodbye.
Have yourselves a fantastic day. Until we meet again tomorrow, we'll talk about
talk to you tomorrow. About nicotine and all that.
We'll talk about hash tomorrow with nicotine. And continue this journey of cannabis.
Weed stuff.
And learning. And culture. And all this craziness.
Fantastic.
Until tomorrow, see ya.
overactions or misrepresentations, and we do not fully endorse the use of illegal drugs. You are ultimately responsible for yourself.